so the call went out for things that we use electronically to help students, and one of the things that my students really study with is memorizing things, and I don't know if that's because they're not really required to do a lot of memorization anymore, or because it actually requires them to do some sort of really active learning that they're not really well prepared for. So I've really struggled with this for the last 7 or 8 years. And then last year, I found this app online. It's called Study Blue. So you can log in with a variety of different accounts. You can connect it with your Facebook page, which you might not want to do, depending on how much you like your students. So mine is connected through my Google account, not my school account, but my personal account. And what it allows you to do is create an online study classroom for each section or each class that you teach. The only drawback is in the free version, you can't copy materials from one unit to another. So if you teach multiple sections and you want to use the same materials over and over again, you have to you can only put them in one place. Does that make sense? You can't put them in 3 places. You can't have, well, you can, but you have to upload them 3 times is what I'm trying to say. What they do is they create a virtual backpack. And so this is my art history class, and here are my students. So this is my art history class at Fredonia, and here are my much more students in that class. But the students really like it because you can create electronic flashcards that they can study right on their phone. So they can download the app to their smartphone, and then when they're waiting in line for lunch, they can study, and when they're, I don't know, just hanging out in the union with their friends, they can be studying surreptitiously. And I have to say that I have seen really an exponential jump in scores since I started using this, because they can use it anywhere. And as I was saying to you before everybody else got here, now they say to me, when are the study materials going to be loaded up? Like they're sort of excited to get the materials because they're so successful. So the thing that I use the most is the electronic flashcards. So when you log in, you'll see your backpack and your class materials. So you can do a couple of things. If you use Evernote for studies, for other study documents, you can link to your Evernote account so that they can see your Evernote study materials too. There's a section where this looks slightly different from mine because I'm using a different browser, I think. But there's a section where you can load in PowerPoints or documents, and the students can edit each other's documents. So sometimes I'll create, when we're about to do an essay, I'll create a document, and then they'll all load in outline ideas and thesis statement ideas so that they're sort of working collaboratively. But the thing that I use the most is the flashcards. So to create a new set of flashcards, you click, no, that's not me. That's study materials. So what happens when you're demonstrating, right? So I pre-set up some materials. It's easier to do if you are all set to go. So because I teach art history, there are a lot of images. This is the thing that they have a hard time with. So to add an image, you click on this little camera, just like Facebook or any other piece of social media that you use.
Deb, can students create flashcards too, or is it just you?
So everything that you can do as the instructor, the students can do too. So they could create a different set of flashcards and then share them with the rest of the class. It resizes the images for you automatically. You don't have to do anything. And then, sorry, I should have opened this instead of chatting.
Yeah, did you say the version you're using is the paid version? Or
No, it's the free version.
Yeah, okay.
So because I want them to learn really specific things, I always pre-type everything out before I start, because otherwise I spend a lot of time typing and I'm lazy. So I'm just copying and pasting that. So then this is the information that they have to know for the exam: the name of the piece, the date, and what period it's from. So then you just keep adding cards. So again, I'm clicking on the add image. You can also add sound. So you could add an audio file. You can, in the paid version, you can add clips of video.
So what you and Stan were just talking about before we started, where like, you know, if the student wanted to know how to pronounce the...
Right, Rodingen. So yeah, you could actually add an audio file that adds the pronunciation.
Cool.
I haven't thought of that. Good idea. That's why we do these things. So because I'm lazy, I took all of this information earlier, but you could just type it in too. And this is the other nice thing. It resizes all the type as you get more and more lines. It makes them fit. In this particular instance, there's a name of artist that they have to know, plus the typo, plus the date, plus the period. So that's it. That's my presentation. My students love it. Well, no, let me show you this. So I can save this.
Well, back to those, then they could print them out, can they?
Well, so
just...
there are a few things you can do. So one of the things you can do is...
So I could just see the images and not the...
I don't know whether this looks so different from my layout. Let me see if I can. So that there are tools here, they can highlight things.
Right.
Well, those tools are for the
cards.
Well, the smart technology. It looks like.
But there is a way. Let me go back to the class. Oh, there I was. I was in it right there. So here I can share, I can bookmark, I can edit, I can delete.
Can you show taking a quiz?
Yes. So if you take the quiz, you can make them random. You can study now, all of them. In this one, it offers you a multiple choice. You have to select which is the right answer.
I think it's a temple.
This one's...
You think it's a temple?
I think it's a female finger.
So,
does it automatically generate the multiple choice selections from the flashcards?
yes.
Wow.
So you don't really have to do anything after you make the first flashcards. You probably can guess this one. This is your template flashcard. So here, it's saying, is this the correct information? And then when you go through, it tells you, oh, surprise, the instructor got all the answers right.
If you didn't though, it shows you which one is wrong.
Yeah, so let me just, so it said I got 95% right. I got 20 right and 1 wrong and 4 that I didn't take. So my estimated grade would be 80% on the exam.
So if I click over on study wrongs, will it show me which one?
So
I
it
got
shows
wrong?
me the one that I did wrong. Oh. I have to do 4 of them wrong to generate a quiz apparently. So let me just study again.
Can you merge different groups together? So if you had, say,
Cumulative?
students that you assign them, go create a practice bank for the upcoming quiz, and you took all of theirs and merged them together.
You can, because you can edit them. So so like if they had created a bunch of things, I could I could edit them, so I could delete them out, or I could copy them and save them as a new deck. So yeah, you could have the students prepare a set of cards, and then you could just save the ones that you wanted to use on the exam, and save them as one deck. So you could edit them together. Yeah, you can cut and paste. You can copy and paste out of one deck and into another deck.
But could they automatically put a deck or anything in your course?
Yes.
So-
Once they're added to the group, their materials
they're
get
adding-
added to the study group.
Does it work like it does in like you used to in Angel Net, where they have editing rights, or they automatically can do that? I just wondered, do you get people posting things in there that are wrong or incorrect, and then people are mixed up about it, or you have to be careful about going through everything everybody posts?
I
and
haven't
making
had
sure
the
it's
students make their own decks
They
yet.
haven't been making
So
them.
they just study from the decks that I
They
make
do
for them,
provide.
which,
Okay.
because often they don't know which material they need to know,
Yeah.
or they're confused about, which time period it belongs to, or sometimes works of art have, title that's like 2 sentences long.
Mhm.
So I'll give them the acceptable, sound bite that they can use for that piece of work. So far I've only used decks that they've created. Some of the students sometimes create their own decks just because that typing it all out again is an extra study step if you create it yourself. But really, for them, it's so if you study on your phone, let me go back. I don't know if you can do it on here, but let's see. So you can do this too. You can flip the cards. So you can study with a friend, just like you would with regular study cards. So then I flip it and it tells me what's on the back. So then it's just like a traditional study card. So then when I think I've got it, I can just click on the little green thumb and off it goes. It gives me the next image. So the students use that one the most on their phone because it lets them study with a friend or flip the cards and sort of guess themselves.
And you said they could create their own deck from what you posted there. So if there's 6 of them I'm having trouble with, I can pull those out and just put those on my phone.
Yeah, so if I wanted to, let's just edit a deck that I've already made. So say this is my deck here. And I know that I can't remember this one, but I can remember this one.